Nuclear!
Hello and welcome to another installment of the Zionsville Football Fantasy Football League Fantasy Football Podcast. This week brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper, the only fantasy football app made for fans by fans. This is the show where we take a look at the details and goings on in this league because we all know our commissioner won't. I'm here with my co-host as usual, Mr. Number One, Mr. Top of the League, Mr. Everything to Lose, Mr. RJ Wagner.
Ted, I mean, what a wild last week of the regular season. So crazy that we're already prepping for the playoffs here. We have a lot to talk about. So let's get going.
Yeah, let's get in. I want to say that last little bit of the season was crazy. Do you hear that?
What
Oh my goodness. It's someone back from the dead, our guest. Been through hell and
bloody. The bloodied Binky. Oh, God.
Bludgeoned. A bludgeoning. Who would have thought?
Back from the dead.
Who would have thought?
He has risen.
He is risen on the seventh day, baby.
Oh, my gosh.
If you weren't a believer,
it is a pleasure.
You must be converted.
That is a season for the ages already, and you've got nothing to lose. You're in here on a hot streak.
Hot. The Binky's bludgeoned, but he's also in fuego.
In fuego.
Absolutely, baby.
Needed everything to go his way.
Needed everything. The Bink of the ages. Aptly named Bink. We needed to hit it. It's like the card come that we needed to come on the river. We hit the Bink of a lifetime.
Binky.
Stinky.
Well, already, why don't we get into it? Everything went right. And honestly, Monty, looking at your team, absolute wagon going in. Let's talk about week 14. You beat Jack. Let's just say Jack didn't have his heart into it. His team has been limping in. But Josh Allen with 43, absolutely insane. You want him to get hot, especially I think this is the best time for you because Josh Allen needs to play. His team needs to make the playoffs. He's going to be putting up a lot of points. You got Bucky Irving back with 15, A.J. Brown with 13. Jack's team just sucked ass. I don't want to talk about his team because I've already vomited twice today just looking at it. But RJ, do you want to get in before Monty talks about his run of a lifetime?
Yeah, just real quick, get the boring stuff out of the way. Jack, just not the way. Jack's team, he wants to send off his team into the playoffs, 75-point week. Fallen short of his projected score for 6 straight weeks. Just beyond yucky. We'll talk about it in the preview, but as long as you just score over his projection, you see his projection, he's just going to get under that. That's his absolute ceiling. So at least you know that. Ferguson with CDs, 10.7 PPR points. Without him, 18.6. Obviously, he has CD, so it's just a wash because those points go to CD, and they don't go to Ferguson. So it's just an absolute wash. Breece Hall only had a 10% target share once in his last 8 games. Let's get to the good stuff now. Bink with the most monumental comeback in league history. I've bashed him for his managerial ways. There's absolutely no way that the Bink can come back. He is dead. We said it when Trevor beat him, that he finished burying him in his grave there. The Bink held his breath for an hour 45, no problem. He just climbed right out and pulled his way back. And he proved it this week. Now I'm going to stick with my initial statement that I've said. If he shelled off some of his injured, my dad's FaceTiming me. Hold on.
Is that part of it? Does he have a binky in his mouth?
Yeah, maybe. No, the Bink talent-wise with his team, you probably would have been fighting for a bye, but you knew what you were doing all along. You knew that you still had time for them to get healthy just for the right time, because while, yes, I'm saying if he shelled people off, he would have been safely in the playoffs. He probably wouldn't have as good of a team as he has right now.
No.
I was just thinking that he wasn't even going to be able to make the playoffs, and then boom, he does it. Now, granted, maybe with a little bit of help, cough, cough, Kevin losing like 6 straight games.
Yep.
But your team is poised for a postseason run, and I'm just going to say, Bink, I am glad I'm on the opposite side of the bracket than you. Now, what I was going to say about your team, 117, a fine week, 43, like you said, Ted, 43 points coming from your quarterback right when you need Josh Allen to get hot. And I honestly think that's just –
Who would have drafted Josh Allen so early? Who?
You knew it. You knew.
Who would have done such a thing?
It's just a testament to where your team is and how you can get points from so many different players, because at 117, that's with Bijan only scoring 8. That's with Bucky just now getting integrated back into that offense, right? That's with a pitiful Mark Andrews 1.4. Serious. I mean, miraculous comeback. I'll let you speak more to it, but I just want to say we are not worthy.
Thank you, RJ. And I mean, it was a hell of a journey this season. This blood on me is not actually my own blood. It's the blood of my opponents. I'm sorry to those who did not make it to the playoffs this year, but we had to battle back. I was down and out, but thank you, God, for sending your only son who was crucified and resurrected on the 7th day. Come on. Who would have thought I would be here? I mean, I just had to treat my team like I treat my favorite investment, Bink Coin. Because you hodl, you hold on for dear life. You never sell. You hold with conviction. This week was just a pure testament to that. I mean, I can't even tell you. I love this podcast, guys. But I had to go through so many weeks as a viewer and listen to some monotone commentary of Monty, you should do a trade. Really consider selling Bucky. Sell the house. Try to get Javonte Williams. Your team will never survive. I don't know what he's doing. He needs to take action. Well, sometimes the best action is no action at all. Believe in your team. Believe in your draft. And I mean, I did believe in my draft. So, I mean, Josh Allen, he was getting so much shit. I took him mad early in the draft, obviously. It's Josh Allen, though. You know, I'm not drafting Josh Allen because of what he's going to do weeks 1 through 10. I'm drafting Josh Allen for how the Bills always fucking figure football out in the tail end of the season. And, I mean, that number 6, that 6-win number that we always talk about, it is what is needed to make the playoffs. Because Kevin had 5 wins, couldn't get the 6th. I had to battle – what?
Didn't you have 5?
He had 5 too.
No, exactly. But if he got the 6, I would have been done.
Yeah.
So you need to get the 6 in order to solidify your position in the playoffs. Yeah, so it was just an absolute battle. Josh Allen finally came in and popped off for a 43-piece right when I needed him. Thank you, Josh. He loves the snow, just like RJ said, and he played a hell of a game. Bijan, kind of a dud week, whatever. It's Bijan Poppinson, and I think he's going to pop back this week. We got a huge matchup between him and the boy Bucky, or Binky Irving, tonight. So stay tuned. Huge matchup. I got 2 Thursday nighters. Obviously never ideal in the playoffs. You don't really want to have 2 of your guys go in prime time on Thursday night, but I do think it is primed for a massive matchup for both of these running backs. Undeniable starts. I have to ride with my guys. So Bijan, Bucky, big night tonight. AJ Brown, pretty good performance. He is the identity of my team in a way. Like, think about how his season started horribly. You know, I just remember back to draft night, Teddy's like, you have to take AJ Brown here. And I was like, I don't really know if I want to take AJ Brown here, but I really did have to. I had to. And he was a dead dud at the beginning of the season. AJ starts fucking catching fire the past 4 weeks, 10 plus targets. You know the deal. And now we are back in Bink. We're going up against the Goliath that is Trevor. I mean, he's just got a lot of pieces. And obviously we're going to touch on that in the preview, but Jack didn't have it this week, but Jack didn't need it this week. You know, honestly, watching Jalen Hurts play this week was just one of the funniest things on Monday night, because I know there were so many prayers of a fucking 40 ball for Jalen Hurts and me getting like 2 points with AJ Brown, like a Devontae Smith fucking clinic. But it did not happen. In fact, I think he threw the most picks that he's ever thrown in a single game. And yeah, it was just a great week. Starting Mark Andrews, probably it was a boom bust scenario. Never gonna fucking touch that guy again. Dalton Kincaid is back and better than ever. We got RJ Harvey popping off for a 20th piece. Feel good about my kicker, Washington defense. It was a boom bust scenario. The Vikings did much better than I thought, but I needed a lot of points. I had to gamble, and it paid off, baby. And now we're banking.
Banking truly. Let's go on to the next Bink. This is another one that helped the Bink stay fresh. Looks like he didn't even need it, though. Trevor beat Kyle 132-92. Kyle just looked like Jack, but Kyle did not have Jack's security. Really, no one on his team went off except for Saquon the first time. It feels like the first time all season he's got above 15 points, but really for no reason. Genty with 5. Judkins only with 9, Pickens with 6. Kyle's team, hopefully he's gearing up for week 17, but his team is just not looking great. Trevor, on the other hand, Puka, really felt bad about being called Poopa, but also Kenneth Walker with 3, Devonta Smith with 6. You know, we'll see how Trevor's team does in the playoffs, but this is a matchup that didn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, and both teams kind of played like it. RJ, how'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, good win for Trev. I mean, he was the highest scorer for the week. Obviously, tough loss for Kyle, joining Kevin in the last place game, which we'll talk more about later. But quickly, I want to mention something in the recap. It says that quote, Kyle just doesn't match up with Trev, pushing their career unbeaten streak to 8, saying that Kyle has never beaten Trevor ever. So when's the last time Kyle beat Trevor? Because remember, I have that streak with Trevor, and then I did have a streak with Kyle. So if Kyle's losing to me all the time and Trevor, then he has to be beating everyone else. Anyways, and Kyle's he's always, what's that noise? Hello? Are you on a call, Binky? Are you on a work call?
No, I'm not on a work call.
He's on a
Skype. Anyways, Kyle's been a historically good manager, so he must be killing everyone else. I thought, did some digging. The last time Kyle beat Trevor in the regular season, the recaps are just so off. It was week 14 of 2022, which actually really isn't that far back, since my dominance over Trevor has reached all the way back to week 9 of 2021. So that was a little confusing. But anyway, some stats. Kenneth Walker played 7 more snaps than Zach Charbonnet on Sunday. But he's now been below 50% rush share in 3 straight games. On the plus side, he has had 10% target share in 3 straight games as well. But, I mean, to have a starting running back, or at least like a running back maybe in his flex, have those numbers, not good. McBride, his lowest week since week 5. Also, when doing these notes, I completely forgot that he did have CMC on a bye week on his bench. So that's why I doubt he plays Kenneth Walker ever again. For Kyle, Judkins, 23% route share, his lowest since week 8 when he got hurt. Trev Lamar, only 23 points, but he had 43 yards rushing, his highest since the last time he was healthy, week 4. He needs that if he's going to contest for back-to-back ships, I think. Bowers' target shares of 18% his last 2. Genty hasn't rushed for more than 60 yards in a game since week 6. Overall, sad season for Kyle. One of the more unlucky seasons we've seen as of late. We'll get into that more in the breakdown. But good luck to him in the last place game, and Trevor in the quarterfinals against you, Bink. Not really where you want to see Trevor at least. A few question marks, even though he's third and pretty high up there in the breakdown and scoring overall. He's not, I wouldn't say he is riding hot right now, but what do you got, Bank?
Yeah, I mean, this one was just the tale of two teams, you know. It was just an on-brand matchup. I mean, unfortunately for Kyle, like, I think, you know, he's got some great pieces on his team. He did take a little bit of a gamble with Genty this season, and the guy just did not show up for him. Like, the word generational talent was thrown around so much for Ashton Genty, but I don't really know if he ever had a generational talent performance this year. Kyle had tapped into that, like, being so early on Jahmyr Gibbs vibe last year. So, you know, we kind of called him the rookie whisperer, but, you know, it is a gamble with those guys. I went that route last year. I mean, I was riding Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison, Maserati, and Brian Thomas Jr., who has completely fallen apart. But and honestly, like, those guys did pretty decent. It's just like, rarely are you ever gonna really reach that kind of production that you really need. I mean, I love George Pickens. I don't know what's been going on with him, though. Like, very up and down. And I mean, Trevor's just got a fucking monster wagon over there. Lamar finally is looking like Lamar again. It was really concerning for a second, the production that Lamar was giving for a couple weeks there, but they're finally putting some points back up, 23 for him. So that was pretty decent. CMC, like you said, on the bench, but you know, he's going to be bouncing back with the vengeance. But Puka, I mean, Puka has looked unfucking believable. Puka Nacua.
Because I said Devontae Adams was wide receiver 1, and I had to piss Puka off because
you pissed him off.
Puka listens to this pod.
I know he's an avid listener. Yeah, shout out.
He is. Puka is motivated by hate. And the over-under for that, like, game coming up, I think they play Detroit, is like 55 fucking points. I think Puka's going to be a liability. That's what I'm a little bit worried about this week. But, yeah, like, Woody Marks is getting him the points that he needs. And Cameron Dicker with 18. I mean, I didn't even see that. But when you get a little bit of a kicker edge, it can do so much for you. So, I mean, the rich get richer, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. Trevor's team, you know, we'll see. But moving on, we got 2 more matchups to talk about in Week 14. Let's talk about another matchup. This was me beating Chase 104-101. Closer than I would have thought. But you know what? I think the great Buster Olney once said, you have to win first and then get good. So you got to win and get in the playoffs before you can win the championship. But the big storyline of mine is, I'm going to say it, Brandon Aubrey is back. 22 points. He's my Josh Allen, where he is putting his big boy pants on, saying, you know what, I'm carrying this team. You need 20+, you need 30+. I'll knock out 64-yarders like they're nothing. I'm expecting big things from him. I was talking to Jerry the other day, and he was saying that they're just going to, like, once they get to the 40-yard line, they're just going to kick. Even first down, second down, they're looking good. But really, my team, the opposite of what has been happening this season, my running backs kept me alive. And on the other hand, Ladd McConkey with 1, Tyler Warren. That is really sad for me that the Colts quarterback room group suicide. Now they're bringing out Terry Bradshaw, I think. But Yeah, really not a great win for me, but a win I needed. I'm feeling good. And Chase, on the other hand, he's kind of like Trevor, where he has just not been hot. Mahomes with 5. Again, Jonathan Taylor in a bad offense. We'll see about Chase, but he's got the bye to get his team in business. RJ, what you got?
First off, if Kyle beat Trevor, would he have been in the playoffs? What was the whole thing with Kevin, Kyle, and Bink?
I think it was if Kyle scored enough to beat Trevor
and outscored me.
And outscored.
He had like a 4-point lead or something on me.
And and outscored Monty. He would have been in, and it would have been Monty Kevin.
So what is the point difference? It's 20. So yeah, really, if he just scored more than Trevor.
Oh, he had 20 more than me?
No, you have 20 more than him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going into the week, he had like a really small edge.
Gotcha. Well, anyways, this matchup ended up being pretty pointless. Wait, you beat Kyle twice, right, Ted?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, pretty pointless, and you won. So good win for you, though, Ted. For Chase, Mahomes' first 7 games of the year, he was a top 10 quarterback 6 times, 6, 7. Last 6 games, he's only been a top 10 quarterback once. That needs to change for him if he wants to make a run in the playoffs or just compete anyways, or he's going to be going out in the semis no matter who he plays against. Good thing, like you said, Ted, he has that bye. Hopefully get his team healthy, settle the nerves, get them ready for that game. You tend to think that he has to be going Stafford from here on out. I mean, Stafford's been unbelievable, right? And he's just sitting there on his bench. DeAndre Swift played more snaps than Kyle Monangai for the 3rd straight week. Oh, but for the 3rd straight week, had a below 50% rush share. Ooh. Ted, Tyler Warren, you mentioned it. He has scored fewer than 10 PPR points, or he scored under 10 in 1 of his first 7 this year. In his last 6, he's been under 10 in 4 of them. Colts offense just isn't cutting it, isn't looking good. And that brings me to JT. This last week was the first game this season without a target for him. He's averaging 11.7 PPR points over his last 3 when he was averaging 27 in his first 10 weeks. Much different look. Jamar Chase saw target share percentages of 51 and 58% in weeks 7 and 8, and since then he's averaging 24%. That's just not 1-1 wide receiver numbers there, and it's kind of wild that Burrow comes back and he still wasn't really performing. I mean, Burrow was hitting Gesicki and T. Higgins and Chase Brown in the past game more than he was Jamar Chase. Pretty wild there. This is a next-gen stats number here for you, Ted. Javonte Williams ranks absolutely dead last in yards per route run at 0.41. So I don't know what that means. He's just catching the ball pretty much behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's not really a good or bad thing. Over his last 2 games, Jameson Williams has seen target shares of 37 and 30%. His 2 highest of the year. That is like maybe the only good stat that Chase is going off of going into the playoffs. You feel like he needs to get this settled down. Last time I looked, he did have players in his starting lineup. So maybe it's like an inter squad scrimmage type thing.
Yep.
He's trying to get a good fit for that starting lineup. So you hope for his sake he's able to do that. But yeah, what do you think, Bink?
I mean, good for you, Ted. It just comes back to like that stat that Trevor threw around a few weeks ago. It's like you just find ways to win. Like you're the king of big D, huge defensive performances, holding your opponent down by their ankles and just taking them to town. That's kind of your MO. Like teams that have been riding hot. Like Chase started off in fuego. Or well, he had this stretch where he was just absolutely on fire. And you're like the fireman. You come in, you take him out. And I mean, it was a really tight matchup here. You really added some drama there, but I mean, Jared Goff, nothing sexy at the quarterback position, but him stacked with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, they're consistent, to say that. Like, it's kind of like a good floor system that you have there, and then you have some upside pieces. Like James Cook didn't pop off this week, but he can. With the Bills are up, like they like to feed that man. They like to feed Jimmy. So I think that was great. The fact that you can just pull 22 points out of a hat from Brandon Aubrey on a frequent basis is in an 8-man league like this, where everyone else is averaging at most 7 points from their kicker. I mean, that is the edge, right? That's like such a fucking edge that you can pull out all the time. And we laugh at the pick, but I think that is the quote unquote defense. It's these hidden points that you get from guys like your fucking kicker. And it's actually a very smart approach. So then you got, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I feel so bad just as a Colts fan. Like, what the fuck just happened to us? I mean, our entire season just got evaporated right in front of our eyes with Danny Jones going down. I mean, I was like, oh, AR will get another chance. The fucking Colts don't believe in AR at all.
He's on IR.
Yeah, AR is on.
Oh, he's on IR. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just a lack of awareness. I'm like, why are they bringing in Phillip Rivers? The dude's like 44 years old.
It's still a great question.
Regardless of whether AR's on IR, we're fucked. Like that's just such a desperate freaking move to bring in Phillip Rivers at this point. I mean, I loved the comedic relief from Kevin just picking up Phillip Rivers. He was once Phillip Rivers' first pick, and now he has Phillip Rivers as his last transaction of the season, likely. So,
did they have to recreate? Did they have to recreate his profile, Phillip Rivers?
They probably did. They probably had to relaunch it. I think he's literally been like.
I saw that he was just put in Madden 6.
Wow.
And he's I saw that they just put him in the Madden 26 video game. And he his body, he looks like a lineman in the video game.
Damn. He probably started in Madden 96. So
I saw that they were talking to him about asking him how much he weighs now because he's pretty big.
He's been eating. He's been eating good. Phillip loves In-N-Out. But yeah, I mean, good win for you, Teddy. Tyler Warren, though, I do want to talk about him. Like, his equity really goes down the drain with Danny out, and I mean, he just hasn't looked like himself also, even when Danny was there. So, I mean, a big gamble that paid off early in the season, helped you pick up some wins because he was explosive. But I don't know what you're going to do about that. What do you think you're going to do?
We'll figure out in the week. We'll figure out in the preview. Don't want to give away, spoilers for any people. We want to make sure we get people listening through.
Fair.
But we've got one more matchup. And I don't know if you guys are aware of the term Schadenfreude. It's a German term. It's called the enjoyment you get from seeing someone else fail. And oh my gosh, were we eating on Monday night, seeing Kevin's hopes go, or what, Sunday night, Sunday and Monday, Kevin's hopes go up, down, up, down, up, down. It was great. RJ, you edged, and I'm talking edged Kevin out 120 to 118 with Rashee Rice, only 5 points. He got it. That's all he needed. You had a great win. I think you broke your streak of top scorers with Gibbs again with 34. But Kevin, he really didn't have a terrible week. Joe Burrow was the right call with 31. But why are you playing Justin Jefferson when he looks like he is about to hang himself from the field goal? Who is Brenton Strange? I don't know. But RJ, you talk about this one. This is a great win, and the league was behind you.
Yeah, 5-game win streak for me now going into the playoffs, all while I started 3 wide receivers and not a single one of them was a top 30 wide receiver in the league. There is so much going on in this matchup. And the fact that the Bink wouldn't be here, wouldn't be in the playoffs if it wasn't for pretty much all of these things to happen.
Everything had to happen.
Kevin traded for Justin Jefferson and Dallas Goedert. First off, Justin Jefferson had 2 grabs for 11 yards, 2.1 points. Second, Kevin started Brenton Strange at tight end and dropped Dallas Goedert. If Kevin started Dallas Goedert, he would have won the matchup and been in the playoffs. Also, Brenton Strange did have a touchdown in the game that was called back due to holding. Next point. If you look at the transactions, 15 minutes before the 1 p.m. kickoff games, I made what some would say very irrational decision to start Kyle Pitts over tight end number 2, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce got 1.3 points and Kyle Pitts got 12. If I stuck with Travis Kelce like I'd have all year, again, Kevin would have won and been in the playoffs over the Bink.
Battled for the Bink, RJ. I love that, Crashy.
Yeah, I just also I would like to note that Achane did get hurt halfway through the second quarter as well, and he still had over 100 yards and a touchdown. He was literally about to score 50 points. So it does go both ways that Kevin had his shot. I had my shot to blow him out as well. So it's not just all bad news for him. What else was I going to say? There was something else. Oh, Rashee Rice. It got to the point where at the end of the game, the Chiefs looked like they were going to do the pitch game. And on their second to last play, they threw it to Rashee Rice, who caught the ball and looked like he was going to pitch it and then just slid down to solidify my win. I mean, there was just so much. And also, I was being begged to by Kevin. Please beg Rashee Rice. He was on his knees pleading, please.
He's willing to throw money at you.
What's your price? I will give you $1,000.
What?
He said, I'll give you $1,000. And when I told the Bink that he was offering $1,000, I just immediately got Apple Pay. Boom, $2,000 right in my phone. Yeah, he sent me 2, just like that. Yeah, literally.
Big for it, baby. No escrow.
More than what you can even win. More than what you can even win. He's just like, I got too much money to blow. Okay, anyway, sorry. Let me get into the stats now. Jahmyr Gibbs with 33.5. He's averaging – with 33.5? Is that what he had? Point was? Oh, wow. Averaging a 20.7% target share per game since Dan Campbell took over play calling. Love to see that right now. Love to see his usage at this point in the year. Bad thing, again, we were talking about Puka. Devontae has only had one 100-yard receiving game this year, even though he's leading the league in touchdowns. And that was all the way back in week 2. And in his last 4 weeks, he is only averaging 37.5 receiving yards. I have a very depleted wide receiver core. I mean, Drake London hasn't been good with what's the quarterback? Kirk Cousins. And he hasn't even been playing the last 3 weeks. So that's not good. Obviously, Malik Neighbors out for the year. Depleted at wide receiver. I really need if I'm gonna, be able to get my 3rd championship in the history of this league, I'm gonna need some wide receivers to step up. Some bright sides for Kevin. I don't even know if it's worth talking about his players that did well because I don't think he really cares that much. But Chase Brown did have a 67% snap share and 53% route share. his best all year with P. Ryan healthy. Also, that was pretty wild that Joe Burrow threw a touchdown to Chase Brown, get double the points. That
really lucky.
That scared me a little bit. Yeah. No, I don't need to mention Justin Jefferson only getting 2 grabs again for his second straight week, I think.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Let's just say, I think it's something to talk about that Kevin and Kyle. Kevin made 2 trades this year. Both. I mean, results speak for themselves.
He made 3 trades. He also gave me Chris Olave for Alvin Kamara, who he got hurt his one game.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin always said I was dropping great players, but if I made some of those trades, I would not be able to sleep at night right now.
I think part of
I would have been up for 3 days.
I wish he was on here I would love to ask him, looking back now at these trades, which ones did you win and which ones did you lose? And if you could go back, would you change any of them? And I wonder if he's stubborn enough to just say, nope, I like them all, or if he would admit to any of the trades he wouldn't do. But I was going to say Justin Jefferson, he had only 2 grabs, second straight week with two grabs. He only had that twice in 2023 and 2024 combined, and he had them twice since the trade that he made with you, Ted, just this week or just this year. Devin Neal, 83% running back share, also ran routes on 75% of their dropbacks, which is higher than which is higher than Alvin Kamara ever had. Sorry, I'm kind of speaking too much, but I'm just so proud of my team. No team in our league's history has ever scored over 1,800 points in a season. So
congratulations, RJ. That is freaking awesome.
No team has scored 100+ points in every single week ever.
1,800's averaging 128, which is insane.
Wow. I'm so proud of my team. I started the year 11 games back from 500 in our history of our league with a negative 224 point differential. I was the second worst team historically behind you, Bink. And now 3 games back from 500, about negative 27 point differential. Big jump from being historically the second worst team. Like I said, so proud. And ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, congrats. I mean, you can sit those players and sleep well tonight peacefully, knowing that you just put up a Hall of Fame season. So, I mean, attention does need to be drawn. We got to give you your flowers. So I'm glad you went through that rundown. Teddy, you had a word to describe this matchup. What was it again?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. I love that. And it's satisfaction from seeing others in pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, my word is seppuku. It is a Japanese term when you are socially shamed and you must commit suicide or your entire family is cursed. So I think that is the only way to properly articulate what went down here. A seppuku from freaking Kevin O'Brien. I am so sorry. I had dinner plans. I was coming off of a great weekend. Big Ten championship, good seats. Indiana comes home with the win. I'm like, all right. Jensen's like, yo, let's go get dinner with Kevin Gianna. I'm like, perfect. As things are unfolding, I'm going to be able to get dinner with Kevin O'Brien, my good buddy, and spit the shit. We randomly get a text from Gianna. Kevin is studying his little heart out. Sorry, we have to cancel. He got mad at me for not going to his birthday party, so he asked for this shit. And then literally, the bank's on the back end, and now we sit where we sit. It sucks that Kevin couldn't come to dinner, but destiny has a weird way of working things out. So the seppuku was committed, but It was a good effort this year from Collins, the Suicide Hotline, the aptly named team. Justin Jefferson did not really show up for you this week, and all these intricacies of RJ having to pick up Kyle Pitts and, Devon Achane going down but getting 17 before, okay, all that did have to happen, but at the end of the day, it's all noise, RJ got the win. He squeaked it out by 2 points. And Kevin doesn't live to see the playoffs, unfortunately. But all I could say is a seppuku for Kevin.
Kevin lost 6 straight games to end the season. If he just won one, he's in the playoffs.
That hurts.
That was just disgusting. Well, we're rolling through. Do we need to, this is just a little peel behind the curtain how the sausage is made. Should we skip the breakdown, or do we have a Binky section? I don't know if the Binky, he's been.
I have some Binky bets for you today.
How about we roll through? We got to get the Binky bets. I think the Binky bets, let me check, at least 0 for 7.
No, I told you to put the mortgage on the Hoosiers to win.
Hoosiers
up huge.
I took out a loan. But what do we got today for the Binky back? Binky.
All right, on what is likely one of the final Baby Got Bink episodes this year. We have our single bet Baby Back Bink kicking off with Detroit versus the Rams this week. It's a prop. Will there be an octopus this week at plus 1,200 odds? I have spoken to the LA Zoo, and I have some inside information that they will be providing multiple octopi. So it's basically an auto bink. Hammer it plus 1,200 odds.
Wait, what is this bet?
It's an octopus. Have you ever heard of the football term octopus? It's when one player gets both the touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Okay. On the same.
And you know who I like to get it this week? Okay. Devontae Adams. This guy has been an end zone threat for the Rams. The Rams over under against, or the Rams projected points with the Lions this week is 55.5. So there's going to be a lot of touchdowns scored this week, and Devontae is just the ultimate red zone threat. I know it would have to be a situation where they're probably down to the Lions, forced to go for 2. But, I mean, there's so many dogs out there, and I know, the ball likes to be kind of passed around. But something about me is just saying there's so many touchdowns, so many opportunities. It's just a single bet, baby back bank, 1 unit, octopus. Okay? LA Zoo time. We love the octopi. Your discount double bank this week is it's a momentum play. It is Michael Wilson to get 2+ TDs this week at plus 1,700 odds.
Oh, love it.
Michael Wilson, when he has been playing recently, if you guys have watched the Cardinals games, the target share that this guy is getting is unprecedented. Marvin Harrison is down right now. He's got a little bit of a heel thing going on. So I think he for sure, I know it's Houston's defense. I have Michael Wilson. I might not start him this week, which is unfortunate because Houston's defense is just, they're
but
so
he's going to have 2 touchdowns.
It's almost a guarantee.
So think about it. I'm hedging my emotions with my money. So either way, I end up happy. That's what I do.
That's a Trevor play.
So Michael Wilson, 2+ touchdowns. Unfortunately, I probably won't be starting him, but the guy gets in a massive target share. I think a touchdown is guaranteed. I think 2 touchdowns is likely because they just don't have that many
weapons.
Why
wouldn't you start him?
I mean, I have so many options. Look at my team.
You're starting Terry McLaurin.
If T. Higgins stays in concussion protocol, I'm playing Michael Wilson. I mean, that's what this is up to. But T. Higgins has been playing too good recently to not play. Let's be honest.
What about Terry McLaurin?
Scary Terry's going up against the Giants. You don't think he's going to have a clinic? He averages 25.5 fantasy points against the Giants, divisional rival. Okay, Triple binky to stinky. It fucking reeks in here. What the fuck is that? Teddy, this impacts your team. Brandon Aubrey, Cowboys versus Vikings this week. 2+ field goals at plus 146 odds. It's basically an auto bink. The guy's been kicking.
What are those odds? What are those odds?
Plus 146.
Oh, I love it.
Easy money.
I know that one. Like, if you don't usually do the binky bets, like, just put some money on that. Seriously, for your own good. But yeah, so those are your binks this week. If you didn't ride with me with the Hoosiers, you have to ride with me this week. It's been a bludgeoned season for the binky, but we have made it to Valhalla right now. We're going to finish this out with 3 massive baby back binks. Okay. Start with the octopus. And then, sprinkle on the discount double bink. Then, put maybe, I don't know, 4 units, 5 units on the Brandon Aubrey play. The triple binky is a little conservative there, but I think you can recoup some of your lost funds if you followed early on, and you didn't play the Indiana game. So that's your episode of Baby Got Bink, but bink early, bink often.
And I want to point something out. I don't know if Bink, you've heard this, but if you bet the baby back binks, $5 minimum, send a screenshot in the league group chat, and you'll be in the running for a gift from the A6 Sportsbook. It is little binky bet A6 Sportsbook linkage. If you've made it this far into the podcast, make sure screenshot your bet, $5 minimum, and put it in the group chat, and you'll be in the running for a gift from the A6 Sportsbook.
Proof of reserves, proof of bet. Send it.
Wow, a lot of money's going to get paid.
A lot of money.
We've got to take a quick break. We're only about a quarter way through, but we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All natural, all good.
I'm sure it seems all good from the outside, but my husband's off gambling again. I feel so alone, but it doesn't have to feel this way.
And we are back. I know the Bink has a lot to get through. Maybe we can talk about the season-ending breakdown, because next week we'll only have 2 matchups for the review and the preview. Let stuff talk through. But the Bink, do you have the time to go through the breakdown, or you think we can just skip right ahead to the preview?
Can you guys put the breakdown on the back end, I guess? I'll probably have to hop after doing my predictions, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll just we can talk about the matchups even without you, and I can just give you the line, and then you can give your spiel on each matchup on which side you want. How about that?
Perfect. Thank you, baby.
Yeah. All right. Let's Ted, which game should we start with?
Let's talk about this one's another matchup. This is called the Tampa Bay Rays, who is going to lose to RJ matchup. This is Jack versus Teddy. These 2 teams are a little bit disgusting. Jack should be praying that CD is not brain dead after that hit he took. But honestly, Jalen Hurts could bounce back. He's got a favorable matchup. Derrick Henry also has a favorable matchup against the Bengals. But on the other half of that, I think I've got very unfavorable matchups. Goff and Amon-Ra against the Rams D. James Cook at New England. Tyler Warren with, I believe, a handicap person at quarterback at Seattle. Looking rough. I think each player's matchup is going to be the decider here. This one's a little rough for me. I think Jack, even though his team is terrible, his greens versus my reds might turn things around. What does the sportsbook think?
Yeah, Sportsbook thinks this one would be close, and we'll get into it a little bit more later once the Bink has to go. But it has Jack's luck running out. Ted -1.5.
Ted -1.5. I think this one's going to be so close. It's going to be crazy.
going to be like 70-72.
I think it's going to be 70-72. And somehow I was talking about that D earlier. Teddy he just figures these kind of matchups out. I love Jack, love his team. Well, actually, this week I don't love his team, unfortunately. Let's be honest, Derrick Henry has just not been putting up like vintage Derrick Henry numbers. Kyron Williams is having, touches taken away by Blake Corum and company. Hurts hasn't been the classic Jalen Hurts that he's needed to be. Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver 2 for Washington, who now doesn't have a good quarterback. There's just kind of red flags everywhere. CD is going to do what CD does. He's been good in that Dallas offense. I mean, Jake Ferguson is probably going to get, his, but there's only so many passes to go around with those two and George Pickens in that offense. So starting both of those guys isn't necessarily a desirable stack. You're almost hedging against yourself. And then, Teddy, he has players in the highest over-under game of the week, that Rams-Detroit game that I keep talking about. I think Jared Goff and Stafford are going to get into kind of like a little bit of a gun show, just slinging it around a ton. And a lot of those touches are going to go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So that's going to really boost Teddy. It just seems like this week and just the setup of the matchups in the NFL really kind of favor Teddy. I think we have the Brandon Aubrey over 2 field goals. That's going to bank. He'll probably get 4 or 5. Who knows? So, yeah, and I mean, James Cook, the New England Bills matchup, you're going to see Josh Allen coming back for vengeance, proving that he's more dominant than Drake May.
You have to leave in 4 minutes.
A lot goes in Teddy's favor, so we're going to take him with the 1.5 points.
Nice. Going on to the next matchup. I call this the Which Team is Which, sponsored by Which. Both of these teams, I feel like, I don't know which team's 9-5, which team's 5.
The line's a pick 'em. The line's a pick 'em.
Pick 'em. I love Trevor. Trevor sent me a very sweet text this morning talking about the unbelievable bink spree that I've been on so far this year. Let me pull it up and read it to you guys real quick.
He's buttering up the bink.
Binky.
You guys see it?
Yeah.
Binky.
Oh wait, that's not the text. What the hell? My bad. Shit. What did Trevor say? Trevor said, I saw this now, I'll say this now before I forget tomorrow. But what you did to make the playoffs this year was fucking unbelievable. I wanted to listen to Binky Life so bad tonight, but I stopped myself every time because this week you were the antagonist. Good luck this weekend, sir. And, Kevin calls himself the villain. Trevor called me the antagonist this week. We throw around the David and Goliath matchup terminology a lot. And I don't look at myself as David, but Trevor is just so much of a behemoth with his 3-headed monster this year that it's hard to not view myself as the underdog coming into this one. But you know what? This whole season, I've been bludgeoned. I've been bloodied. And I found a way to bink and to come out on top. And I can't say that I'm not going to do that this fucking week. So stay tuned tonight. I'm going to take myself, pick them.
I love it. I think in the playoffs, the biggest thing, what makes championship teams is the defense and the kicker and how well they do. I think a lot of the positions fairly even at this point, the defense and the kicker is what matters.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to focus on those positions, and I think you'll be all right. You have the least, believe it or not, I think in the whole playoffs, even less than me, you have the least amount of question marks going on right now because of my question marks at wide receiver. I just think you are riding high, kind of what Teddy said at the beginning. You are, you have nothing to lose, right? You feel good. So you're the scariest team to play, in my opinion.
Thank you. One last question. Should I start Michael Wilson or Terry McLaurin?
Based on the 2 touchdowns, I think Michael Wilson.
I would start Michael Wilson, but that's a good point. That's a good point with Houston. So I'm not 100% sure on that. I would need
All
to
right. Well, everyone stay tuned, but have a good rest of your pod, boys. Thank you for having me on this week. Bink early, bink often. I love you guys.
Don't forget to wipe that off if you have a meeting with your
I have a meeting right after this.
Yeah.
And Binky going to work. All right. Later.
All right. So, RJ, do you want to get – I'm sure you've got a lot of statistics. Why don't we keep talking about the one we were talking about? Do you want to talk a little bit about that Trevor versus Monty matchup?
Yeah. Top-heavy team of Trev versus the just scorching hot team of the Bank. Trev has some great matchups. Lamar, Woody Marks, Puka, Devonta Smith. Tough ones for McBride with Houston. They saw what they did to Kelsey. So, I obviously you have to start McBride, but kind of scary with how much Trevor counts on Trey McBride for him to be facing that Houston defense this week. The Bink has some great matchups with A.J. Brown and Terry McLaurin. So good matchup with Terry and Michael Wilson facing. I don't know what the Bink should do. But we might know where this one is headed tonight with Bucky and Bijan. And I might be there. So I might be going to watch the Bink's team in action. And then the Bink is actually done after the 1:00 games. So very quick showing for the Bink squad. And then Trev doesn't finish till Monday night with Jalen Warren. So, and like I said before the Bink left, I think this might come down to the defense and the kicker. So,
yeah, we will see. Looking at both defenses, Eagles against Las Vegas and Jaguars against the Jets. I think there have been some surprises, like Monty had the Commanders against the Giants, and you would have thought that did well, and it did not. So, I mean, we'll see. Commanders against the Jets. But, yeah, this is – I think those, 20-point performances from defense or kickers is definitely the big swing. I think it's going to be a great thing. I think these are these are pretty even matchups for both. So why don't we go back to my matchup?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, Jack has great matchups. Derrick Henry and Debo, bad ones for Brees, CD, and Kyron. Ted, you have a good one with Tyler Warren, but who's throwing him the ball?
Exactly.
A literal grandpa, and that's not in any way figurative. That is a literal grandpa. And then a bad one for James Cook. Jack's kicker tonight and ends Sunday night. Heavy Cowboy matchup in the Sunday night game for you guys. CD and Jake Ferguson for Jack, and Javonte and Brandon Aubrey for you, Ted. Do you have more to speak about this matchup, or I can just go straight into the breakdown on how I think Jack's might be the luckiest team of all time?
Why don't we go straight into the breakdown and talk about Jack's filth?
Okay. Let me pull it up right now. I have my notes, but I want the breakdown as well. I guess I'll start at the top, and then so I can talk more about Jack later on. But I said it already. I'm the first 1,800 plus team and 100 plus per week person in our league's history, with a 65-33 breakdown. I wish the breakdown was a historical stat, but it is, alas, not. Mm-hmm. Over the last 5 weeks, pretty proud of where my team was, how it's I was like always in the middle early on. Like I was consistently like average to good. And then last 5 weeks I've been on a tear of 31-4 breakdown record. Only one breakdown all year, less than 3-4. I had week 4, I was 2-5. I've never been 1-6 or 0-7. After me goes Chase at second, 59-39. Trevor one game behind that at 58-40. Then Kyle, the last at exactly 500, going 49-49, fourth place, not making the playoffs. I feel like some people might not realize how unlucky Kyle's gotten, mainly because Kyle hasn't really even bitched in the group chat.
No.
Like I know I would, and I know Kevin would. I know pretty much everyone would.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle hasn't really said anything. Kyle's gotten beyond unlucky. Have a 500 breakdown and not make the playoffs. Unbelievable. And then after that is the Bink right behind him, who's in the playoffs, but is still 6 games behind him in the breakdown. 43-55. But he is scorching hot as of late. Then Kev and Ted, you guys tied at 40-58. And then Jack, 2 games behind you at 38-60. Jack, just the luckiest season I think we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think look at his recent breakdown. Just click on the breakdown tab and you see week 9, 1-6, week 10, 1-6, week 11, 3-4, week 12, 4-3. His only positive week. Week 13, 4, week 14, 0-7. Those are his last 6, and he was never questioned about possibly being in the last place game.
Nope.
I mean, I think it's I can't get over it. And then, you know what? Maybe he just goes off and scores. Like maybe he has those occasional weeks. Early on in the year that he was 7-0 and just went off, right? Let's just go to the points scored, right?
Nope.
I'm in first, actually by a decent amount. Chase is 100 behind me, and then Trevor's 40 behind him, and then you're 90 behind him, and the Bank is like 15 behind you. Kyle's 20 behind the Bank. Kevin's 6 behind Kyle, and then Jack is last, 35 behind Kevin. The difference between me and Bink and points, or me and Jack and points scored, is 350 points. 350 points. How is he in the playoffs? How is he not in the play? How is he not only in the playoffs, but how is he 7-7? How is he not 2-10 or 2-12 or whatever that would be? It makes no sense to me. I've never seen someone so lucky. I feel like I'm getting pissed off talking about Jack's team, and I'm starting to talk like Jack. Like, it's just because it fucking pisses me off. Like, it makes me want to like delete Venmo and delete Uber and Lyft and like, it honestly makes me really mad. And if I was in Kyle's position, I would be beyond mad. I would be so pissed off. You'd have no idea. Well, there's my soapbox.
Yeah, just to put some numbers again, that like comparing your scoring to Jack's scoring, that's an average of 25 points every single week. You scored more than Jack. And comparing Kyle to Jack, Kyle the unluckiest, the most points against, that's 20 points a week less Jack's opponents scored than Kyle's. Which, just talk about lucky. But that's fantasy football. We don't play for points for. Jack somehow made it in, and that's how it is.
Yeah, and the playoffs, anything can happen, right? I mean, I went go back to the breakdown. Last week I went 6-1. If I played Trevor, I would have lost. I mean, you just need to have that 7-0 week or that 6-1 week, and your opponent have that 5-2. Anything can happen.
I was going to say, I think a big thing of this fantasy season has been when you get hot. And we'll see if when you get hot is the right time, because you've been hot, Monty's been hot. But at the beginning of the season, Trevor and Chase were scorching. Chase started 7-1. He finished 2-4. Is this going to be Jack? And don't even get started about Kevin and streaking. But is Jack, like, will his team put the pieces together at the right time?
Yeah, and you don't know. I mean, I think there are question marks with every team, and I said it with Bink on here, and I completely think it's true. I think the team with the least amount of question marks is the Bink, mainly because of my wide receiver core right now. I think there are, because I think a lot of people would say my team has the least amount of question marks, but I don't feel comfortable with any wide receiver. With Devontae Adams right now, I don't feel comfortable with him, and he's been my kind of ride or die guy right now. Olave had like nothing last week. I picked up Christian Watson, and I mean, thankfully I do have that bye, so hopefully something figures it out. But I do have question marks, and I think everyone in the playoffs, and I mean obviously out of the playoffs, would say that there are holes in their own team, and it's who can fill those holes. That's who's going to win the playoff, or that's who's going to win the championship. And, how many chips do you have?
Championships? 3.
I have 2. Chase has 3.
I think Chase has 3. Trevor has 4.
Trevor has 4. And Monty has – did he win 2 times or just once? Oh,
Monty just won once. How many does Jack have?
0. I think you have to think that Kevin is very much pulling for you to knock him out, because you don't want to see Jack get a championship before Kev. Kev doesn't want that to happen.
That would be a tough life to live. Coming to draft night, looking at every single person who has won a championship and you haven't. I think Monty was right about, what was that, seppuku? Japanese ritual suicide or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that might be the time for Kevin.
It might be.
Well, on that note, well, RJ, do you have anything more? I mean, the playoffs are coming up.
Nope. I'm glad to have everyone on my bench. Take a week break of looking at my team, making a lineup. My team's deserved it. And just hope we can stay hot, because when you have an off week like this, it's tough to stay hot when you come back.
Yeah, especially your team, they got that rust.
Yeah,
they haven't been in the lineup, they're not sure. Yeah, especially you're picking up guys like Garrett Wilson. Things are sort of
my wide receiver spots. I mean, I'm scared, so. Riding on Gibbs, Achane, and Rashee Rice, I guess. Well, Ted, good luck this week.
Yes, and we'll see who comes out against you, me or Jack. Good luck to everyone else who's in the playoffs. I want to say to Kevin and Kyle, don't kill yourself yet. Still got week 17. So make sure you keep watching this pod. Looking at it. I'm excited.
Bet in the sports book.
Definitely bet in the
trust me. You'll want to at least place one bet so you can participate in the end of the year things. You won't regret it. You will regret not betting in it. Even if it's just one $15 bet one time, you want to. Trust
That's big. I'm going to call Trevor and I'm going to say, hey, Trev, you should put a bet. Like, I know you haven't this year, but you should get in there.
Yeah.
It might be weird because there won't be too much action. There's no game.
Yeah.
I know Kevin has had a lot of action on his games. So we'll see if, any action moves anyway. And then you can bet on yourself, right?
Yes.
All right.
Not bet against yourself, though.
No.
So for example, you would have to bet on yourself or in the other game that's going on.
Well, all right. And please make sure to get those bets in.
Oh, and Jack, your bet was a free bet, so that does not count towards the end of the year party. So you would need to put up dollars to participate at the end of the year. I know you're not listening.
Yeah.
But Maybe someone will text you this or carrier pigeon this month.
Yes, I think he's got his Telegram machine.
Yeah.
You can get like the dots and dashes. Well, this has been a great pod. Playoffs coming up. I am excited. Some of us might not have winter here, but it's a great day to stay inside watching so much football. But here we go. As always, thanks for listening to Design for Football, Fantasy Football League, Fantasy Football Podcast. Make sure you get those bets in for the Thursday night game. Please, Thursday night game tonight. Don't forget. And be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at ZFFFL Pod on all major platforms. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And as always,
fuck you, Trevor.